Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and yes, welcome back to another video. Recording this one just after my gym. Get my finger in the bloody camera. Shoulder is sore. It's holding up this bloody camera. On my way back from the gym, and I am a goddamn sweaty mess, and far out. Not ideal, but had a spark of inspiration, so recording this video regardless. This is coming on the back of two things. The video that I recorded the other day, whenever that was, whenever it's launched, who knows, but the video about writing your own story, being the author of your own story. A little bit of sequel, I guess, to that. Oh, far out, I am out of breath. That was a hard session. But then also sparking from a conversation I had with my boy Carl last night on my way home. And I brought up the story about being your own author and shared that with him. And basically, the concept that I came up with then was, not only are we the authors of our own stories, but the issue is, we generally, if you are authoring your own story, which someone else is authoring, like writing your story for you, then this is still relevant, but we wait for this traffic to go. But the problem with the stories that we have is that we generally tend to focus only on the current environment, which is great because we want to be in the present moment. But the issue is, if you are going through shit, then we kind of focus on the shit that we're going through. So we may only be focusing on the sentence that we're on, the word that we're on, the paragraph that we're in, the chapter that we're in. And that's the problem, is we look at things at such a microscopic level, and we seem to think that, and especially in the bad times, and we do this whilst we're in the good times as well, but the issue that we have is that we seem to think that that's our complete story. That's the entirety of our story. Little do we know that it may only be the opening chapters or the first bloody sentence, the first paragraph. There is so much more to our story than just what we are presently focused on. So when you get to the end of your story, end of your book, that is the life of you, then we can look back at all of these chapters that we've gone through when we're like, okay, so I went through this so that I could do that. Makes sense, right? Like, you know, we grow through what we go through. That's a very, very common saying, and we just focus on the shit that we're going through rather than what we're growing into. Where do you think your story is going to end? You aren't actually to know, because it's impossible for us to know, because there are way too many variables for us to even remotely contemplate where your story is going to go. But when you look back at the current chapter that you're going through, whether it's good or bad, how do you think that that's going to then play out for the rest of your story? Remember, that's the story that is you. What are your thoughts? Do you only concentrate on the current paragraph that you're in, or the current chapter that you're in, rather than taking a step back and looking at it at a macroscopic level and working out that, hang on, all of this shit is building me up so that I can achieve everything beyond my wildest imagination? Let me know your thoughts. Toning out. As always, much love and namaste.